But we should start with the big news. I mean, this show has really, since we started, the big story has been this union fight in Alabama, and we are coming up at this crucial moment where we will see the end of voting, of this voting period, and we'll be able to see the results for this incredible movement, this incredible moment in history of organizing and really incredible solidarity from across the country. And I think that that's one thing that I'm very confident going into this weekend with, is how much support the workers in Alabama have been able to see and receive from all across the globe, not just in the United States, internationally. It's been a really beautiful thing. A beautiful thing to see. And I also just wanted to mention off the top, hearts and solidarity with everyone across the South who are facing the devastation of these terrible tornadoes, which have also hit Alabama extremely hard. So our hearts go out to everybody there. But we wanted to take a moment and say, one, it's incredible to see Bernie back out on the trail. It was fun, doing prep for this. We were watching, they put out those kind of old school glossy Bernie Sanders videos. I miss seeing, seeing that.
The media team is still here. Media team still making videos. Just because we're not in the campaign doesn't mean we can't make a video or two, okay? My Bernie's lost.
Dude, I know. It's like, I mean, how long has it been, Bernie or Trump?
Yeah.
The good old days. We need to bring them both back. But look, we've talked a lot about this movement on this show, and I just want to reiterate, this is people are framing it as a David and Goliath story, but at the end of the day, this is just people realizing our potential. Because once we realize that working people across the globe have the power, these stories won't be David and Goliath stories anymore, right? We need to recognize our own strength, and this is an incredible opportunity to do that. But obviously, Amazon is a huge corporation with incredible resources, and they have been doing everything that they can to stop it. From encouraging and basically telling contract workers there that they have to wear anti-union pins, to taking workers off of the line, to just fill them with propaganda, to plastering up the entire workplace with anti-union messages, to that really ridiculous website that they may do it without dues. They have been full force trying to muddy the waters as much as possible. And I think if you have this, I think the interaction that we saw just this week with Bernie Sanders and this C-suite asshole, this little chicken shit, really highlights it.
Yeah. So, I'll go back off from the Pocan thing so basically Bernie said some stuff, and he doesn't actually, I don't actually have Bernie's original tweet here, but we'll go to a guy named Dave Clark, who I don't know how much money he makes, but I'd be very interested to find out. But he says, I welcome Senator Sanders to Birmingham and appreciate his push for a progressive workplace, which is not to say a unionized one. Let's just make that clear. I often say we are the Bernie Sanders of employers, but that's not quite right, because we actually deliver a progressive workplace, which again is not to say a unionized one, because Bernie Sanders' campaign was unionized, as like Nina Turner pointed out. And he goes on to say 2/3 for our constituents, a $15 minimum wage, healthcare, which again, like as the union organizers for Bessemer pointed out, $15 that's not what these workers are asking for. They're asking for actually over that. So the $15 talk is a red herring. And so he goes down to say Bernie should have passed a minimum wage in Vermont. Even though that was attempted and it was vetoed earlier this year, for instance, and I'm assumed it was multiple other times. And Bernie is a senator, not in local governance. But
also, wait, before we lose this $15 an hour peg too, it also should be noted that other warehouse workers in the area who are unionized make way more than $15 an hour. Right. So Amazon trying to present themselves as some kind of exceptional leader in the industry is not is not true, especially when you compare Amazon wages and benefits to union wages and benefits.
That and like that part and that emphasis is probably the only thing that seems that's actually smart about what they're doing in terms of communications. Because as we'll see here, this is Mark Pocan tweeted out Dave Clark and he said this paying workers $15 an hour doesn't make you a quote progressive workplace when you union bust and make workers urinate in bottles. Amazon News gets in says you don't really believe the peeing in bottles thing, do you? Which is not to say anything about the union busting thing again. If that were true, nobody would work for us. Now that I must say, I believe someone could just cynically lie about that. What that reads to me is that some low-level intern that's probably 25 or something is running the Amazon and literally believes that it's all lies. Because I went to school with, for instance, somebody who was on the BP social media account, and like it's not it is like these lower-level people who again like probably are lied to by management about the severity of some of these things. So it's amazing. And so I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. But anyway, the tone is amazing because as we'll see, this is absolutely, this amounts to a lie. Whether the functionary believed this or not, this is a lie from the corporate that they sanction this BS. You don't really believe the peeing in bottles thing, do you? If that were true, nobody would work for us. The truth is that we have over 1 million incredible employees around the world who are proud of what they do and have great wages and healthcare from day one. Now I want to go back to Ken's. Well, let's play a little bit from this Amazon warehouse workers video put out first before we get to some actual documents that show that is a corporate lie. Tweeted
this
out.
Is really powerful, and it shows the stakes that that this fight is on.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I had the opportunity to talk to Jeff Bezos face to face, I would really want to ask him, have he ever worked in a warehouse before? Have he sweated for 10 to 12 hours a day and not being able to go to the restroom when he needed to go?
And the issue of working conditions, I'm very proud of our working conditions.
They got cameras, they watching us all the time.
It's a lot of walking, it's a lot of fast pace. It's a lot of climbing upstairs. It's just a lot for the human body.
It's tiring, it's consistent, it's fast speed, it's unsafe because you consistently working fast pace 10 hours, only 2 breaks.
They getting treated like robots and it's not fair because even robots break down sometimes.
I mean, if that doesn't make you filled with frustration and also hope for a better world, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this is one of the most basic criticisms of capitalism, going all the way back to the early socialists, and Marx was talking about how it tries to turn human beings into machines, and that's something we absolutely have to reject.
Yeah, and I want to go to Ken Clippingstein's reporting in The Intercept that he has this document, an email sent by an Amazon logistics area manager in May 2020. And I'll just read a little bit from here. We've noticed an uptick recently in all kinds of unsanitary garbage being left inside. Used masks, gloves, bottles of urine. By scanning the QR code in the bag, we can... I mean, think about, in terms of... in addition to the workers not having enough time to use the bathroom of this, the dystopian surveillance element of this.
Yeah.
By scanning the QR code on the bag, we can easily identify the DA who was in possession of the bag. These behaviors are unacceptable and will result in a tier 1 infractions going forward. Please communicate this message to your drivers. I know it may seem obvious or like something you shouldn't need to coach, but please be explicit when communicating the message that they, in all caps, cannot poop or leave bottles of urine inside plastic bags. So again, this is official Amazon logistics communications and acknowledging this reality, which is disgusting, which is happening on a mass scale.
It's happening on a mass scale, and the way that email is written is so disgusting, right? Because they're making it seem like, these people don't have like manners or something like that. People are doing this not because it's something that they want to be doing. It's because they are scared about what will happen if they don't meet the absurd quotas that Amazon puts on them. They don't want to face the punishment that Amazon will deal to them if they don't reach certain thresholds. This system at Amazon is based on hyper exploitation, right? And you do that by making your workers as afraid as possible. And the conditions that you hear about are like a lot that we've been focusing on the bathroom, right? But you even talk about like people's lunch break. The distance between where they are working to the part of the facility where they are able to eat takes about 10-15 minutes to walk across, right? And if you are already in an environment like Amazon, where you're being watched constantly, that means that people are barely getting enough time to eat in the first place, right? These are all these just horrible working conditions, along with the fact that, and this is one of the things that's really great. I highly suggest people check out Kim Kelly's reporting and all of the different outlets that she's been reporting in. She has a very good piece that just came out in Vox. But one of the really great aspects of the organizing, the union push there has been workers saying, not only, okay, we want our conditions to be better, we want a higher wage ceiling, and also recognizing that these people are making insane amounts of money off of our labor. And where is the reward and benefit for us, right? It's talking a really big structural shift, not just like little bumps to, people's pay, really understanding that this entire system is, exploiting them on a mass scale to make a few people the wealthiest people in the world.
Well said, David.